Good morning, students. Today I am going to correct and edit this essay. You can see the essay question and the answer printed below, and the areas highlighted in bold have either mistakes or I intend to make some improvements. This is a reasonable essay, but I think the grade will be limited by quite a lot of structure and grammar mistakes and a little bit of lack of detail. So I would grade it around 6.5 to 7 in IELTS, but after I have made my corrections and improvements, it will get 9 or 120 in TOEFL. For my audience, what I would suggest you do first is read through the essay and see if you can improve the highlighted areas yourself. And for the writer, of course, it is important to write in all of the changes which I make to both make sure you understand these changes and also to help your memory. So this question is about the use of sustainable and non-polluting energy sources. One major omission by the writer is no mention at all of pollution, global warming, or preserving fossil fuels. Any question about energy, you all are almost certainly going to have to mention these areas. So let's look at paragraph 1. Renewable energy has become more popular in the last decades. I think that's better than the last decade. However, some people do not consider it a practical solution because of its expense, no S, and complexity. That's a good introduction. Paragraph 2. Second sentence. A lot of new equipment and devices need to be installed, which are expensive and seem, no S, to be complicated. Now let's move to the end of this paragraph. But the majority of residents did not agree with the offer because they were not able to afford its high initial cost. Now here the writer has introduced a story, and it is very conveniently situated at the end of the paragraph, so we can extend this story, give more detail. It's always a good idea actually to put your stories and examples at the end of paragraphs, so when you get to the end of your essay, if you still have time, you can go back and add more detail onto the end of a paragraph. Remember for IELTS to leave at least 6 or 7 lines space after all your paragraphs, so you can do this. So here is the detail. You should insert where I have printed a series of 2's. I had discussed this issue very extensively with one of my neighbors before the final decision was made. We were both adamant that creating a good environment for our children and grandchildren was worth the financial sacrifice we would have to make. Therefore, we both fully supported moving to alternative energy sources. Adamant, A-D-A-M-A-N-T. Notice with that part I have started with the past perfect tense. This is going to get you high marks, and it's quite easy to start a sentence with the past perfect. Practice it by yourself, you will find it's not too difficult. Moving on now to paragraph 3. This paragraph is supporting renewable energy technologies, and it is contrary to the previous paragraph, so we need to start with something like however or on the contrary. So let's begin with however. However, the ongoing cost of renewable energy technologies is far cheaper than fossil fuels and therefore is economically justifiable in the long term, despite the initial cost. Justifiable. Justifiable. One of my friends installed a solar panel system for his house last year and is now paying less than $100 for each quarter. Here I think we should have a full stop after quarter and begin the next sentence with the past perfect. He had been paying 5 times more than this in every bill before the installation. Let's add some more detail to this story, bring in some new vocabulary. He had been very reluctant to fork out for the expensive initial installation costs, but his wife's constant nagging about their electricity bills eventually got him to make a choice. Fork out, F-O-R-K and O-U-T, and nagging, N-A-G-G-I-N-G. Here you can see we're introducing some vocabulary which is quite unrelated to energy and solar panels, but there's no reason why you have to limit your vocabulary because of the essay question. Just use your imagination and you can construct stories which will improve your grades substantially. Moving on to paragraph 4. Moreover, nowadays many governments subsidize clean energy technologies, no 4 here, and families can even take advantage of loans with 0% interest. In Australia, for example, you need pay only half of the normal price for a solar panel at the time of purchase and pay the remaining amount gradually over 10 years. Here I think we should have a full stop. Furthermore, it will be installed for free by local councils. Last paragraph, number 5. All in all, I think it is worth spending money on renewable energy technologies because, now here the writer has mentioned low risk, but it's not really clear what he means by that, so I'm going to change this and also introduce the ideas of reducing pollution and protecting natural resources. So money on renewable energy technologies because it is better for the long term, full stop. The population of our planet has now topped 7 billion, topped, T-O-P-P-E-D, and the pressures on our diminishing natural resources and the disastrous pollution of our environment needs to be dealt with as a matter of urgency. Full stop. We should not always think in the short term, comma, we should be worried about the living conditions on our planet for future generations and worry less about the money in our pockets now. Then the last sentence, the latter, L-A-T-T-E-R, will be far less onerous, O-N-E-R-O-U-S, with support by the government. The latter here means the money in our pockets, so we will have to spend less money if we are supported by the government. So those new ideas I have inserted should be where I have printed a number of 3s. I think this deals with the problem of omission by the writer not mentioning pollution and depletion of fossil fuels. Looking back over the paragraphs, I can see that I have put in number of 2s for paragraph 2 and 3, where I have added detail, and a series of 3s for paragraph 5, but I think this will be clear in my talk. So for the writer, please remember to write in all of these changes, and good luck with your next assignments. Bye-bye.